Hello and welcome to Bloomberg Quint. We're here to wrap all the market action for you. The big move was really seen in the debt markets today, even as equities continue to consolidate. So bond yields on the 10-year rose another 10 basis points today after spiking by 30 basis points yesterday on RBI status quo on interest rates. So now the yields have really crossed 6.84%. So they're back to the November 8th levels. In fact, with this, it's the biggest weekly jump since August 2013 for the bond yields. And Nomura says they see the yields rising further to as much as 6.9 to 7% by the end of 2017, which is of course bad news for PSU banks' treasury incomes. But the strong rally continues for Indian currency. The rupee continued with its gaining streak, appreciated by another 20 paise and is now trading sub 67 per dollar levels. But equity markets failed to echo similar action today.
Yes, it was. I would say it was a very quiet session. And we did see the Nifty gyrate within a 100-point range. And one might say that it's been a volatile session, but the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, we've closed flat and we've hardly seen any gains whatsoever. Let's take a look at what's happened as far as the graph today is concerned. Well, we began with some strength, we eventually ended in the red, and of course, at the end of the day, we just closed the day with about 9 points in the green. So not too much to speak for. And I suspect this is reflected in the cash turnovers at least.
Absolutely, Agam. Cash turnovers continue to remain pretty average, but what really stands out is the derivatives turnover, which surged to 8.9 lakh crores, would be the highest that we have seen in the past many days now.
I would agree. This certainly is a very high number, and that means that excuse me, action has been seen in the futures of the Nifty as well as the Nifty Bank futures. But let's take a look at what's happening in the options market as well. What we've seen is a spike or an increase in the 8800 calls and the 8800 put. And as far as your broad range is concerned, we're still looking at 8500 and 9000. When it comes to range based on maximum open interest in the near term, but no big changes for now, despite the fact that we have seen some consolidation and a lot of turnovers. But well, we'll have to wait for more cues to come in from traders, especially for foreign institutional investors and what they have done. But what is it that's led the gainers today?
Agam, it's surprisingly the IT stocks which figure amongst the top gainers. You had Cognizant instituting a dividend policy and raising their buyback, and that is probably putting some pressure on the Indian IT companies to raise the cash, higher cash return to shareholders, and that's probably why you're seeing Tech Mahindra, TCS, HCL Technology, Wipro, so that entire IT pack was really doing well today. Bharti Infratel continues with its upward momentum, whereas Aurobindo Pharma also gaining about 1.5% ahead of its earnings. Lupin also reported its numbers meeting expectations, but there was a positive margin beat. So let's see how Aurobindo really fares. On the other hand, Cipla stock continued to slide through the day, while metals and banking stocks were amongst losers too. So you have Hindalco, Tata Steel, Bank of Baroda, IndusInd Bank, all of them losing anywhere northwards of 1%. But again, the market breadth for Nifty 500 index has improved from 2 gainers for 3 losers at the start of the trading session to about 1:1 now.
Yeah, for now it is very even between gainers and losers. Exactly 1 gainer for 1 loser when it comes to the Nifty NSE 500 index. Let's take a look at some of the key gainers. We have Coffee Day making a bit of a return, up as much as 11%. It's followed by Welspun India, up as much as 7.6%. Future Consumer and the entire future pack for that matter has gained substantially. Future Consumer particularly stands out with 7% gains, followed by Gujarat Fluorochemicals as well as Just Dial also moving up to a certain extent. With respect to losers, we have seen weakness in Union Bank of India, down 7.6%. That's followed by Kesoram Industries, also declining by 7.3%. Rattan India Power, Heidelberg Cement, as well as National Aluminium, followed by City Union Bank, declining by anywhere between 5 to 6%. On the whole, well, it's been, like I said, a very even day when it comes to gainers and losers. Well, but I suppose a lot will matter on big earnings tomorrow as well.
That's correct. We're watching out for SBI, Bank of Baroda, Tata Power, Bosch and GAIL, amongst the Nifty companies. So yes, it is going to be an earnings driven day tomorrow. But with that, we wrap today's session. Thank you so much for watching Bloomberg.